Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope you are good. So it's Sunday afternoon, and my radio show goes live at 4 o'clock. So I hope you can listen. It's all about boundaries. So I've been thinking about boundaries. It's what I've been really focusing on over the last kind of week or so. It's been coming into my attention more and more about this subject. And I go into great detail in my radio show. So do have a listen to that, half an hour of me talking about that. So what I realized was that one of the things that I don't have good boundaries on is people contacting me. So I have 9 platforms that people get in touch with me on: Telegram, WhatsApp, Signal, Facebook Messenger, work Facebook, emails, phone, and text. And my web as well, my website. So that's 10. And people are always asking generally for help, support, advice, guidance, information about products, all that kind of stuff. So I'm constantly trying to juggle that, let alone the fact that I've got 3 kids and any correspondence about stuff they're doing, or if I've got to pick my oldest up from work or whatever it is. And then personal life. So that's a lot of messages coming in every day. And because of the world we live in, people expect a response instantly. And I feel like I have to respond instantly, whether it's a Sunday or it's a Monday or whatever day it is. Also with my work, because I am away working a lot on weekends. So the next 3 weekends I'm going to be away working. Next weekend up in Halifax, and then Yorkshire. And then the weekend after that in the Isle of Wight. Oh no, the weekend after that's Norfolk. Then the weekend after that is the Isle of Wight. I'm away a lot on weekends. So when I come back, I need a day or so to unwind as well. So my work week is kind of all over the place. Sometimes it's 7 days a week. And what I realized is that's not actually sustainable or good for me. That's not really good for anyone to be working all the time and, feeling that they need to answer messages at 10 o'clock at night. So today I didn't pick up my phone until this afternoon. I didn't want to go on it. I just wanted to, because if I go on it, even for something personal, I will see work messages and I will feel I have to reply. So I just spent time this morning drawing, colouring, sat by the fire with the kids. And it was really nice just to switch my brain off from it all, just to have that break and to really focus on what I wanted to do. So I'm in the middle of creating a drawing, which I'm really enjoying doing, not for anyone, just for me. I'm not an artist, but I enjoy drawing. So I bought myself some new pens and I'm loving just having time for that. This afternoon, I had to do a bit of work. I'm running my mentorship program. So I was recording one of the videos for that on this week's plant. Well, it's not plant, it's a mushroom. So that was great. I enjoyed doing that, and that's not a chore. But what is so important is that we have that balance. And so often that balance, even when you're conscious of it, gets out of whack. So it's really important that we constantly reassess what our boundaries are. And they're there to help us. A lovely, beautiful lady, her name's Natalie. We were talking about boundaries the other day, and she said she called them loving limits. And I thought that was a really lovely description of boundaries, because boundaries can sound quite hard, but loving limits, that's lovely, isn't it? I really like that. So I'm going to start swapping for boundaries for loving limits, and setting them, asserting them for myself, those loving limits of what is acceptable and what isn't in life. And it's taken me, I'm 43 now. It's taken me a long time to get to that point of working out, and I still haven't worked them all out. I think you work them out as you go in life, don't you? But working out what those loving limits, what's acceptable in the moment and what's not. And it's also part of trust and like feeling into it. And I think that's a really important thing, feeling into what feels right for you in the moment. Because sometimes we can set a loving limit and it's all right in that time, but then it's not all right then because something in you changes, because we're constantly changing and evolving. At the moment, I'm in a deep process of looking at all my beliefs and re-examining them Why do I feel these things? Is it just something I've accepted, adopted from my parents and from society? And does that actually fit? And that's something that's really enjoyable to do, is to look at that and feel into that, and unravel why we set things and why we set beliefs, and if that actually is us or not. So I feel I'm in a kind of renaissance period. Well, I'm transitioning into a renaissance period within myself of understanding and looking more deeply at who and what I am. An amazing friend, incredible astrologer, Isaac George, do check him out. He is amazing. Did a reading for me recently, which very interestingly reaffirmed all of these things that I knew. It's quite exciting when someone just reiterates what you know is true, and what you're feeling, because then it kind of gives it more weight and you think, oh, I'm not just going mad. And he said that I was entering, or I've entered into my second life phase. I said, what, like a midlife crisis? But it's not a midlife crisis, because I'm not going through a crisis. It's, as I said, it's that unraveling, and it's stepping into my power. It's stepping into me. You know, I think as we get older, we can really step into ourselves so much more, because we have that confidence and that assurance that we are whoever we are, and that's great. And we don't have so much of that youthful people pleaser. I know when I was younger, that was a huge part of my life, like people pleasing. And as I've got older, I think really in the last few years, I've been shedding that. That's been being released. I don't need to please everyone. Yes, it's nice to please people, but ultimately the person we have to please is ourselves, because we're the only ones left with ourselves at the end of the day. No one else is. So we have to learn to please ourselves and to care for ourselves and love ourselves first and foremost. And everything else after that falls into place, but you have to start trusting in yourself. So if you want to hear more about, as I said, boundaries, then do listen to my show today at 4 p.m. UK time on kindasound.org, or tomorrow 4 p.m. it's repeated as well. I will put the podcast out on my Telegram channel, and all my other many channels. Anyway, that was just a little recap from me on what I've been feeling and thinking, my kind of musings. As I said, I will be in Halifax for the Future Proof event on Saturday, and then up in Yorkshire on Sunday for a lovely event with Vegan Queen V, which will be a day of happiness. So that's going to be great. Looking forward to those two events, really cool events. If you want more information, let me know. And then the weekend after, if you know anyone who's 18 to 25, then there is an amazing winter warmer, Wider Horizons in bulk celebration for the youth. So I'm going to be doing a talk on plant medicine, and also holding space for the Women's Circle, which I'm really looking forward to with some other amazing women. So it's going to be a lot of really great things, and that's up in Norfolk at Chaucer's Barn. So do check out Wider Horizons, and spread it to any youth that you know, because it's going to be amazing. And then after that, I'm in the Isle of Wight for Uprise and Shine, speaking at their event again about plant medicine. So that's going to be a brilliant one in the Isle of Wight, Uprise and Shine. So do check out that if you are in that area or want to travel to that area. So those are a few things. And then, bit far away, but not that far away, the 13th of February, it's a Sunday, in the afternoon, I'm going to be running a raw chocolate and aphrodisiac workshop. So that's going to be in Suffolk, sunny Suffolk. So I will be putting the information about that up on my website this week. If you do want to book, then message me or go on my website, julietbryant.com. And I hope that you have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Lots of love.